Here's something that'll blow your mind: that $100 bill in your wallet, it's not actually worth $100. In fact, money itself is one of the biggest illusions we've all agreed to believe. And here's the kicker: a Scottish philosopher figured this out in 1776, the same year America declared independence. His name was Adam Smith, and what he discovered about the real versus fake price of everything will completely change how you think about wealth, work, and why your grandparents could buy a house while you're drowning in student debt. The mind-bending truth about value. Think about the last time you bought a coffee. You handed over $5, right? But here's what Adam Smith would ask you. What did you really pay for that coffee? It wasn't $5. It was the 30 minutes of your life you spent earning that money. That's the real price: the sweat, the time, the energy you'll never get back. Smith dropped this truth bomb. Everything you buy is actually purchased with labor, yours or someone else's. Money is just the middleman, the convenient fiction that lets us trade, without having to barter chickens for haircuts. Here's where it gets wild. Labor is the only universal currency that never changes value. An hour of hard work in 1776 took the same human effort as an hour of hard work today. But money? That piece of paper changes value constantly, like a chameleon on a disco floor. Why your salary is lying to you? Let's talk about something hitting close to home: your paycheck. You might be making $60,000 a year and think, not bad. But Smith would ask, what can that $60,000 actually command? How many hours of other people's labor can it buy? How much food, shelter, health care? This is the difference between nominal price and real price. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Your grandparents making $10,000 in 1970 might have had more real purchasing power than you do now. Why? Because while wages went up, the real value measured in what you can actually buy didn't keep pace. Your $60K might get you a studio apartment, while their $10K got them a 3-bedroom house with a yard. Smith saw this coming 250 years ago. He warned that when we only look at money prices, we're basically reading the menu while ignoring whether we can afford to eat. The gold and silver scam. Now here's where Smith gets savage. He absolutely roasts the idea that gold and silver are stable measures of value. Everyone in his time thought gold is gold. It's always valuable, and Smith basically said, LOL, no. He pointed out that when Spain discovered massive gold and silver mines in the Americas, it crashed the value of those metals in Europe by 2/3. Suddenly, all that eternal value evaporated. Why? Because value isn't in the shiny metal. It's in the labor required to dig it up and bring it to market. This is like Bitcoin bros saying it'll always be valuable, while ignoring that its value fluctuates wildly based on, well, whatever Elon Musk tweets that day. The rent trap Smith predicted. Here's something that'll make modern renters weep. Smith talked about landlords who reserved rents in actual corn versus money. The ones who took corn, their rents kept their value. The ones who took money got absolutely wrecked over time. By Smith's era, money, rents had fallen to 1/4 their original purchasing power. The college landlords who insisted on corn payments were making double what the money rent landlords were making. Sound familiar? It's like your landlord raising rent 10% every year while your salary goes up 2%. The nominal amount changes, but you're getting squeezed on the real value. Smith's solution? Tie long-term payments to something real: labor or commodities. People actually need to survive, not to pieces of paper or chunks of metal that governments can debase whenever they feel like it. Why inflation is gaslighting. This is where Smith becomes unnervingly relevant to 2025. He explained that governments constantly reduce the precious metal content in coins, basically early inflation. They'd claim a coin was worth the same, but it had less gold or silver in it. It's the medieval equivalent of shrinkflation: same package, less product. Today, central banks print trillions, your money buys less, but they tell you inflation is only 3%. Meanwhile, your grocery bill doubled and housing costs are astronomical. Smith would say, stop looking at the nominal price and look at the real price. The radical insight that changes everything. Here's Smith's most revolutionary idea: wealth isn't money. Wealth is power over labor. When you're rich, you don't have a bunch of paper or digital numbers. What you have is the ability to command other people's time and effort. You can pay people to clean your house, drive you around, cook your meals, build your businesses. That's what wealth actually is: the power to make other humans work for you. This reframes everything. That luxury car, you're not buying metal and leather. You're buying thousands of hours of engineers, factory, workers, and designers' labor. That smartphone? You're buying the labor of miners in Congo, assembly workers in China, programmers in Silicon Valley, and delivery drivers getting it to your door. Your house? Decades of construction workers' sweat, architects' expertise, inspectors' time. Money is just the abstraction that lets you claim that labor, without having to negotiate with each person individually. What this means for your life. So what do you actually do with this information? 1. Think in labor hours, not dollars. Before you buy something, ask, how many hours of my work is this worth? That $8 latte might be 30 minutes of your labor. Still worth it? Maybe. But you're making a conscious choice now. Not just swiping a card. 2. Understand your real raise. Got a 3% raise? Cool. Inflation was 5%? You actually got a 2% pay cut in real terms. Your nominal price went up, but your real price, your purchasing power went down. Don't let employers gaslight you with percentages. 3. Invest in things with real value. Smith would probably tell you to invest in things tied to actual productivity and labor skills that make you more valuable, assets that produce real goods and services, not speculative bubbles based on hype. 4. Question the narrative. When someone tells you the economy is booming because stock numbers are up, ask, can people afford housing? Healthcare? Education? Are workers' real wages rising? Numbers on screens mean nothing if people can't buy bread. The uncomfortable truth. Here's what makes Smith's insight so powerful and uncomfortable. It reveals that most economic growth might be an illusion. If GDP goes up 4% but real wages go down, are we actually richer? Or are we just playing with bigger numbers while having less actual command over resources? Smith would say, don't be fooled by the scoreboard. Look at what's actually happening on the field. Final thought. Adam Smith wrote this in 1776 with a quill pen by candlelight, and yet he understood something we keep forgetting in our age of digital banking, cryptocurrencies and stock market apps. Money is not wealth. Labor is wealth. Your time is wealth. Your ability to command resources and other people's effort, that's wealth. Everything else is just accounting. So next time you see a price tag, don't just see dollars. See hours of human life, yours and others. See the real cost. Because once you start seeing the world through Smith's eyes, you can't unsee it. And maybe, just maybe, you'll make different choices about what's really worth your labor.